There is a new set coming to Pokemon TCG Pocket, and it's coming out in just under a week, or just about a week at the time of this recording. Let's watch the trailer and see what cards are getting released. Oh, those are Ultra Beasts. Buzzwole, Big Beat, Punch, Extradimensional Crisis. Ooh. Nihilego, Guzzlord, Celesteela, Kartana, Pheromosa, Blacephalon. Okay, all of them. All of them. Okay, and they released Tapu Koko EX. That makes sense, right? The Guardian Trio. Type Null, Lucamine, absolutely. Oh, Zeraora, sick. I hope they do a Zeraora EX. Because to be honest, that is such an amazing... May 29th, Thursday. All right, now let's take a look at some of the cards that are confirmed to be released. I am on PokemonZone.com, and I'll just go through and we'll see what we got here. So we'll start with Buzzwole EX, 140 basic Pokemon. It knows Punch, and then it knows Big Beat for 120. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Big Beat. Okay. Fire weakness, obviously, and then a 2 energy retreat cost. I'd say that is pretty underwhelming, especially for Big Beat. At least give it like 150 where it can knock out majority of the EX Pokemon, maybe coupled with Giovanni or Red or something like that. Because the downside of it, it's 3 energy, and then you can't use it again? I don't know how good that's going to be honest. I don't think it's going to be very good. Next, we got Guzzlord. So 170 HP, very nice. Basic. It knows Grind Core. For 30, flip a coin until you get tails for each heads. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's nasty. That's a built-in, Team Rocket's Grunt or whatever? That's nasty. And then Tyrannical Hole. Holy smokes, 4 energy for 120. God dang, 4 energy retreat cost, and then it's weak to grass. Huh. So really, you're using this mon for Grind Core. And unless dark type Pokemon get some type of energy ramping, I don't know how often you're going to be using Tyrannical Hole unless there is a supporter card or something. But that Grind Core, that sounds like a bad word. That seems to be good. Tyrannical Hole, 4 energy for 120, that seems like a lot of energy just for 120. And this 120 seems to be a theme, or these just like 2 attacks, 30 and then 120, seems to be a theme for all these Pokemon. Let's check out Tapu Koko. So it knows, or has 130 HP, of course, another basic, Plasma Hurricane, 20 energy. Take a lightning energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. Okay, so it self-ramps, which is cool. And then it knows Mach Bolt for 90 damage. That seems stupid. Well, it can energy ramp, so that makes sense. I was going to say it's Mach Bolt, it should be fast, but since it has Plasma Hurricane, you can get to it really quick, and then you should be able to use it pretty much on the turn after you use Plasma Hurricane. So, it's okay. 1 energy retreat cost, which isn't too bad. Weak to fighting. Okay, I'd say that'd be a decent card. Maybe. Okay, Nihilego. Nihilego. Oh, I don't know how to say the name. But it is not an EX, just 70. And then it knows more poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon takes plus 10 damage from being poisoned. That's nasty. And then it has New Wave for 30 damage, but your opponent's Pokemon is now poisoned. Ooh. And then you couple that, you get some poison barbs in there. And I'm assuming that would work with a poison barb poison, right? Okay. That's pretty nasty. I'd say that you could find some pretty cool stuff with that. You run Darkrai with it. Even with the Darktina decks, Potentially. But that one I like. I think that's pretty good. Ooh, Blacephalon. That artwork is awesome. Look at that. That looks really cool. All right, so 100 HP. Another basic. Well, all these are basic. I'm going to stop saying that. 100 HP, 2 energy retreat cost. It's weak to water. And then it knows Beat Punk. This Pokemon also does 70 damage to itself. Holy, that's a lot of damage. And it does 130, which isn't bad for, a basic Pokemon that isn't an EX. But 3 energies for 130, not bad. Ooh, okay. That's like, you can't even Lily this or anything, so that's a steep cost. Celesteela, 120, and then it has Ultra Thrusters. Once during your turn, you may switch your active Ultra Beast with one of your bench Ultra Beasts. Ooh, that's nice. And then it knows Moombaton. 100 base, flip a coin, if tails. Whoa, this attack does nothing for 3 energy, 4 energy retreat costs. It's trash. I think you're just leaving this on the bench for the ability and you're not attacking with it. My gosh. Okay, Rowlet, Fury attack, flip 3 coins. This attack does 10 damage for each heads. Okay, not bad. Stakataka, 110 HP, Brass Rock. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks. For 2 energy, does base 40, but 3 energy retreat cost. Holy smokes. We're going to have to start bringing in Leafs and stuff again. That one again, I don't know. Oh, wait, I skipped some. I'm so sorry. I jumped down to Rowlet and then Stack Attack. I need to jump up here. But yeah, I don't know how meta Stack Attack is going to be. Okay, let's go up right here. Let's go up here. Naganadel. Now it does evolve from Poipole, and then it has 100 HP, and it knows Electro House. For 40 damage, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Only 1 energy. Okay, you couple that with Naganadel then. Nihilego. And that's pretty good. Okay. Zeraora. Man, I would love for this to get an EX. 90, and then it knows Thunderclap Flash. At the end of your turn, take a lightning energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. That's the ability. At the end of your turn. So this seems like it's automatic, like you don't even activate it. And then it knows Lightning Claw for 50. That's pretty cool. You don't need to attach energy. You don't need to dedicate any energy to it. It'll self-ramp. And you don't lose any energy. So that's pretty awesome. All right, Shiinotic. It evolves from Morlul, and then the ability Illuminate. Once during your turn, you may put a random Pokemon from your deck into your hand. Hey, that's not bad too. Yes, it's a random Pokemon, but okay. RNG, and then it knows Gentle Slap for 40. 2 energy retreat cost, 90 HP. Yeah, that's how I feel about most of these. Meh. All right, let's see Pheromosa. Jump Blues, 20 damage for 1 Leaf Energy. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Okay, that's a little bit better. I think this might find some usage, because that's not bad. It's pretty nice getting chip damage on the bench. Especially you couple that with Decidueye, and then you can do Pierce Pan or whatever the crap it's called for 100. So that might have some good synergy with Decidueye. Type Null, 80 HP, and it was Quick Blow. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. It does 20 base for 1 energy. All right. That's not bad. Xurkitree. Electronica, your opponent's active Pokemon, is now confused, but it's 60 base for 3 energy. Why do all of these require so much energy yeah, they have secondary effects, but man, that's not a lot. 2 energy retreat cost, 100 HP is decent, but still not the best. Kartana, Thrash Metal, 40 base for 1. Okay, that's just a solid basic Pokemon. It's pretty weak. It is literally a glass cannon, and that's how it is in the games. It's a glass cannon, only 60 HP, but for 1 energy, you do a solid 40 damage. It's just like far-fetched, essentially. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. We have Lucamine. It is a supporter. You can use this card only if your opponent has gotten at least 1 point. Choose one of your Ultra Beasts, attach 2 random energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. Okay, so that makes sense. A lot of these have higher energy costs. That's because you have Lucamine. I don't know if that's going to completely fix the issue, because these Pokemon seem pretty underwhelming to begin with. I'll be honest, they seem underwhelming. We got a Alolan Diglett, which means we'll also get the Dugtrio. Happened to headbutt. It does 40 damage, but flip a coin if tails, it does nothing. 60 HP. All right, Ultra Necrozma. It knows it is a basic Pokemon with 150 HP. It is a dragon type Pokemon. That's very important. That means it doesn't have any weaknesses, because there's no fairy type. So I doubt they're going to add a weakness to this. And look, it's right here. It is kind of like a, what are they called? A promo type Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. And then it knows Photon Claw for 63 energy. And then Shoegaze, 120, 4 energy, 2 steel, 2 psychic. My gosh. Discard the top 5 cards of each player's deck? That's nasty. A promo card. Yeah, that's nasty. I wonder if there's going to be a supporter that will bring more cards from your discard pile back into your deck, because that's a lot of cards. That's a fourth of your deck going into the graveyard. Or the discard pile. Jeez, okay. And then we have Poipole. 2-step. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Base 20. And then another Poipole. This seems to be the regular one. And then this is the Chansey promo right here. So look, this one looks a little bit more mischievous. And then this one looks to be, I don't want to say worried, but like attacking or whatever. Okay, so those are all the confirmed Pokemon at this point in time. We also have new accessories. So we have this little case here. Playmat, it seems like. Here's the Chansey promos, the Poipole. Here you go, another backdrop, another, what's it called? Pack cover. There's the Ultra Necrozma. And that's it. That's it. Huh. So this is going to be a subset. So it'll be a smaller set. I'm thinking, well, probably less than 100 cards. I think that's how they've been doing it, like 90 cards, 95, 90 to 100, I'm guessing. I hope they get better, because as of right now, I'm thinking as though a lot of them are underwhelming. They need a lot of extra support. Support cards, other Pokemon, that sort of thing. I don't know if any of these cards are really going to take over the meta. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts. Which card do you think is the sleeper card? We might not have seen it yet. You know, the sleeper card in the last set was hands down Yellow Oricorio. Pom-Pom Oricorio. Hands down was a sleeper card. I know when I pulled it, I was like, what the heck? Nobody's ever going to use this, and it turns out to be one of the best cards in the set. So that could definitely happen here, and we might not have stumbled across that card just yet. There could be some really awesome trainers and supporters and stuff, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Again, I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. There will be some more battles being uploaded. I did make it to Master Ball rank, hint, hint, but yeah, that I haven't finished editing that video yet. So I'll get some videos out here soon. Thank you all for the support. Check out some of our other videos, and I shall catch you in the next episode. Peace.